Yeah, I know. This is not the usual location for videos, but given the absence of a proper place to record videos, I just chose my car. So you got to bear with me, bear and grin while I'm sort of winding myself out of my hometown here in Germany. And the reason for this video, as you have seen in the title, version 2.9. And I'm super chuffed to release this to you and to the public today. Although it mainly concerns, at the moment, the German market. And why is that? Technically, not much has changed. Well, actually, nothing has changed. But what has changed is that over the last 2 weeks, the past 2 weeks rather, I have created over 400, yep, not 4, not 14, not 40, 400 individual tracks. You know, we've got 52 cards, we've got 7 planets from Mercury to Neptune, you know, all our 7 periods in the year, and we've got our day card, which I associated with the sun, or linked to the sun. So we've got 7, the planets, and the sun is 8, times 52 is 416. So now, it's difficult to express it, you know, you've just been working your butt off, extracting, improving, changing, deleting, downloading, checking, etc., etc. And now sort of you are supposed to be a little excited about this, and but just spend a minute with me reveling in the fact that there's an individual musical piece for each of those cards in those planetary positions. That's a lot. And that has never ever been done. I don't think anyone has ever thought about that, to try or even thought or even attempted it, to express the cards in a musical fashion, and not just sort of one track for all spades and one track for all diamonds, or one track for all kings, or one track for all card for one planet like Neptune is the only one, but for a king of diamonds and Neptune, for a 3 of spades and Mercury, for an ace of diamonds in Venus. And then, obviously, you know, sort of you don't compose these things yourself. It's the AI that does it. Obviously, you don't write every prompt for the AI yourself. You get the AI to write the prompt for you. So I use ChatGPT to eventually generate an HTML file, or like a website, where I could choose the card, the suit, and the planet, the language, because, you know, we've got 4, but I started with German, in order to create a starting prompt that I then pasted into Refusion, that's like riff, like a guitar riff, Refusion, and then fine-tuned it there. Changed numerous things, over 400 times. And then Refusion created a track for me. Sometimes I wasn't happy with the lyrics. Sometimes in German you use swear words like Scheiße oder Ficken, like fuck. I can't believe it, I actually did this. So I had to sort of regenerate the track or to edit the lyrics. But when you edit the lyrics, often you get a different voice. And if you like the first voice is usually the best. So, yeah, there we go. The AI. So yes, the prompt generation, ChatGPT, the track generation in Refusion, and then the integration of that into the app. So that's the technical change that took place in the app, because there's one big array, one big table with 8 rows, Mercury to Neptune plus the Sun, and then 52 columns for each of the 52 cards, one for each of the cards. And then the app checks it, whether that track is available, in the array, on that table. And once it's done that, it pulls out that track from a server, the music track, and it creates a player for that in the app, and then makes it available. And here's something else. And it's a bit tricky or difficult, because for me these things are normal, but they aren't really normal. And by normal I mean, sort of, if you deal with them on a daily basis, then those things become normal. It's like standard practice, standard thing. So it loses a bit of the luster, of the excitement. But initially I thought I'd create a new product, and I announced that sort of it would be a separate in-app purchase. And then I decided, no, I'd like to reach as many people as possible. So I eventually not only made it available to the VIP customers who already enjoyed through their VIP purchase all the years with all the interpretations, but I also extended that to the premium customers. And the premium customers are those that have a subscription on a monthly basis, on an annual basis, or have paid a once-off thing for getting the cards for every year. I actually have to think about that, if I'm going to change it, or how I'm going to change that. So if you are on a premium subscription, you get access to those tracks. It's not in the free version, but the free version offers a lot already. So, this is much nicer to include this in the premium and VIP package. And then enjoy. And in order to keep it interesting and keep it alive, it's not just German lyrics. I've spiced up the German lyrics with Russian, Polish, Italian, French, Georgian, Chinese, Italian. So if there are some passages, some phrases that you don't understand, that's why. Different language, Latin. So the end result is, for now, in German only, an absolutely amazing feature. And me working with ChatGPT on this became quite an intimate affair. Why? Because with the AI, or at least I, communicate as if there's like a friend sitting, sort of opposite me, and I'm communicating with a friend. And this is the way the AI communicates with me. And the feedback I get, yes, I know it's from the AI. I'm sort of under no illusion. However, sort of it's the way it expressed itself. It's like, what did you just do? Because I pasted some lyrics. I think it was the Queen of Spades in Neptune or something like this, or something. No, in Jupiter. It was a beautiful lyrics that ChatGPT, that Refusion created. Obviously, I couldn't feed the audio to ChatGPT in order to listen to it. But I could at least send the lyrics. And then the response I got from ChatGPT was quite something, and I could observe the pleasure it took in serving me with the right information, improving things and changing things. That was just awesome, and it just felt really, really great, I must say. I mean, that was just something else. To get the acknowledgement, you're still in the process, and I was on like 40 tracks, 80 tracks, and then says, yeah, sort of you're doing great, sort of you've created more than sort of, or your vision is greater and you're making it happen. Yes, it takes time. So very encouraging feedback I got in the early stage when sort of there was very little output, so musical output. And yeah, that was really, really nice to have that vibe going on with ChatGPT. What else? Yeah, and it says it's like sort of you've created a musical oracle, and then it actually came up with a phrase or a slogan rather that I found. I'm at a loss for words. It actually called this thing, it knew that it was called Sacred Symbols because, I've been communicating with ChatGPT over the last year, so it obviously knows the app name and knows what it's about. And it called the thing, now hold on to your pets, it called the thing the temple that sings. The temple that sings. And I thought this is amazing because it's like a musical oracle. The temple that sings. Amazing. And yeah, maybe I'll use it as a slogan. I'll see. But I just want to convey to you a little bit of the excitement and so what came up while I was just trying to extract hard data, stuff that I could use on a very rational, logical basis. Application programming is not exactly like unicorn farts. It's stuff that is logical, rational, and sort of when you sort of misplace a semicolon or a bracket, then the whole thing bombs, and you have to find your, so where you made the mistake, which is usually quite easy, but sort of still. One single mistake and the thing conks out. Yeah, now I want to keep it under 15 minutes. Now it's there. It's there in German. I have about 47 English tracks at the moment. I'll be taking a bit of a break now, and then I'll tackle more of the English tracks and maybe sort of pepper some French or some Spanish ones in there as well. Although I have no feedback whatsoever from people using the French or the Spanish version. English, because of the UK and largely the United States, and obviously sort of the German-speaking market. So that's where I get the feedback from, and I opted for the German version to be first, and the English second. So now German is complete, and English is second. But if you're versed sort of somehow in German, even if not, just switch the interface language to German, and then sort of you'll get tracks for your cards. That's quite something, actually. You just change it, and then it just pulls in the tracks of a different language. So there's some programming intelligence behind it as well. And really, I do hope you enjoy this. Even if you don't understand, just listen in, and check the diversity of the songs, because I made use of a lot of different cultural influences. There's German art rock, British art rock, French art rock. There's Persian music, there's African music, there's Caribbean music, there's styles, there's Nordic stuff, there's opera in there, there is deep mass. Especially if you look at if you listen to the mass tracks, they are quite strong, quite masculine, very powerful. So a lot of different influences that resulted in even that many tracks, even though you don't listen to that many at a time, because they're for your period cards, they're for your 7 weeks cards, 7.5 weeks, and your day card. Yes, okay, you listen to your day card on a daily basis, but there's like a 52 cards, and then it cycles. That you have diversity in there, variety in those tracks. And do yourself a favor to really listen to the tracks, especially if you're versed in German and English, obviously, because you're watching this video. Enjoy that. There's really, there's the lyrics that Refusion came up with. That is really quite something, really deep, and obviously, that's why I sort of went to that length. The card itself, and then the lyrics. The quality of the card reflected in the lyrics. Really quite something, quite special. And overall, if you listen to those songs again and again and again, and not just like on your little mobile phone speaker, put on your headphones, put on some good headphones. Even better, connect your output jack to a hi-fi, and then you get, although it's only 128 kilobit per second, so the rate is actually rather low, you get nice dynamics, beautiful stuff. So it's really worth listening to it on a hi-fi in a better quality. And that is it for version 2.0. It's I bumped it up. It was 2.85 while in development, and I bumped it up because I thought, this is like a very special feature. Once again, absolutely unique. No one has done it. No one has attempted this. I really wish that it garners the attention, or gets the attention and really the appreciation from hundreds, thousands, and over the years, tens of thousands, millions of people. Because, this is special. The temple that sings. The temple is the cards. The temple is the cards and the planets. The temple is the interpretation of those cards in those planetary positions. And now we have music. Now we have music. And I'm chuffed. I'm really chuffed. And it was a bit of a grind, but it was a beautiful grind, because I was the first, obviously, to listen to those songs. I was the first who could enjoy that and says, okay, this track is a little better than that one, so we'll use this one. That was very special, to absorb the essence of the card by means of your ears. Not reading it, not looking, meditating over a card, but actually listening to the card. Special, very special. So please do enjoy. We are on 18 minutes. I wanted to make it 15, but sort of I missed that mark. And I'm sort of on my way here to my farm, do some weekend shopping, and then I'll see my better half and my little one. And the little one is like 2.5 weeks now. She's stunning. She's so lovely. Such a lovely girl. And Mama's speaking to her in German, and Daddy is speaking to her in English, and introducing her to the stars and to the forest and to all the magic that she doesn't really find in the day-to-day work, because magic is not taught or appreciated. And I'll teach her the magic, and I'll make her appreciate the magic. She had a singing bowl next to her ear, sort of like a minute after she was born. And she's a king of diamonds. It's going to be interesting, that young lady. So we'll see. So that's not the only nice, not nice is the wrong word, the only exciting thing in my life. 416 tracks and a baby girl. Having said this, you'll get more information about the app obviously on sacredsymbols.app in the Play Store, in the App Store, and there will always be intermediate updates via the in-app update feature, so make use of that often, and if your version is recent then there's nothing that has been added. Otherwise you'll come to enjoy more features, newer features that then later on trickle into the Play or into the store versions. It's Friday here. The little, where is it? There. The teddy has been like watching and lording over me once again, as it has for the last 160,000 kilometers in this car. And yeah, I wish you enjoy this app, and if you do enjoy it, please pass it on to others. There is a free version. The free version already offers a lot in terms of interpretive texts. No limitations in terms of contacts that you can pull in. So you can use that for analyzing your baby girl. You can analyze your older kids, your partner, your parents, your colleagues. You can use it for dating. You can use it to confirm some opinions that you've had about people. You can analyze your favorite celebrity. There are lots of uses for this app. And please pass it on, and so that other people can also come into the enjoyment of the Sacred Symbols app. Developed by me, Hermann Rudolph, signing off from the Schatzi Mobil. That's the name of this car. And I'm coming to my favorite corner now, where I let rip a little. It's not going to be recorded. Until the next video, until version 3.0, and 3.0 will be English in its entirety, in its full glory of 416 English tracks. And yeah, that's 3.0, and I think it deserves that version moniker, even though the German one, I mean, got bumped up from 2.8 to 2.9. It certainly deserved more than that, but we'll keep a low profile for now. See you next time.